It is 7:35, and you know what time it is. It is time for Tech Tuesday. If you're seeking some peace and calm during the stress of election season, there's an app for that.
Okay, I'm gonna download it today. Plus, one of the top-selling video game franchises is back and ready to break some records. Joining us live with this week's top tech headlines is our expert, Greg Nibbler. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning. Yeah, definitely a big day for gamers, in particular for PlayStation gamers, because God of War Ragnarok is coming out later today. This is the follow-up to the 2018 reboot of this series, like the 9th title in this franchise. I think the last one won Game of the Year. So it's expected that this one could be breaking some records. If you're not familiar with it, there's been some commercials out with, I think, Ben Stiller and LeBron and John Travolta, of all people, advertising this game. But basically, you play as this guy, Kratos, who's fighting the Norse gods. That's really what it is. It's not too over the top. I mean, well, it is over the top, but just in a fun way. It's really kind of silly, but it's a lot of fun to play. And I think this one really does have a chance to break some records today because of how many people are pre-downloading it. So it technically comes out on November 9th, but that's East Coast time. So for us here on the West Coast, if you pre-download it, it will unlock at 9 p.m. today. You can start playing it. This game is going to be a lot of fun, single player. Again, you don't have to overthink it too much. It's just fun to play, but a lot of people I think are going to be grabbing this today.
Yeah, it looks fantastic from what we're seeing on screen here.
Yeah, I'm so gee-whizzed by the graphics these days.
Yeah, it looks so realistic these days. Yeah, well, we've had some weather lately that has led to power outages, windy conditions. You know, all of us have lots of electronics at home right now. I know you experienced a power outage recently, so maybe you could just talk about how you keep all your electronics safe when we have power outages.
Yeah, last night I was out for about, I think, 7 or 8 hours for another power outage, second one in a few days. So wanted to give you a couple of tips here just to help keep your devices going and keep yourself entertained. I mean, number one, always have, you know, a lamp and a headlamp around. I think this is old school tech, battery tech, but it really comes in handy when the power goes out. So that's an important one. The next one, though, this may be the most important, is something that I have, and I have this on hand in my car at all times, and it's a power bank. This will actually jump your car if you need to. These things, this one is a DB power version. There's lots of other ones you can find online. So it can jump your car, but more importantly for yesterday when the power was out, is you can charge all your USB devices off of it. I think I can charge my phone like 4 times off of this thing. So definitely recommend picking up one of these, whatever brand it is. Keep it on hand. You never know when you're going to need it. And then the final thing, this is just something that I do, and I don't know if other people do this or not, but I thought it would come in handy because the power was out, so no internet, but also the phone lines were jammed around my place too, so I couldn't even text or get online there. So God forbid I had to sit in silence. I had a backup plan for that. So I don't use my, you know, I've got my regular phone here, but I use actually an older phone, so I don't have to take up all the memory. But a lot of your streaming services allow you to download things to watch offline or listen to offline. So this is a several-year-old phone, but it actually works just great for Spotify. So I have thousands of songs and playlists downloaded on this, and I don't need any access to internet to use it at all. I use this for camping, but it came in real handy last night. So I would recommend if you're looking for something to do with your older phone that maybe, you know, this thing, the screen is cracked, it's no good for anything except for this. Worked out really good. So take advantage of some of your streaming services.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, those portable chargers, they have really advanced over the last couple of years.
So
you
nice.
can really find some good portable chargers now. So that is a must-have.
Yeah, I have a little one that charges my phone, but I like the idea of one that would work for your car and all your devices. Yeah, that's great. Okay, well, hopefully your power stays on the rest of the week, but we know you're prepared, Greg. Hey, today is a bit of a stressful day for some. The election season coming to a head today. You've got some apps if you just need a little zen.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this, you know, a lot going on today, and if you are stressed out, so I've got a couple of them here. So there's 2 apps that I was looking at in particular, but there's a lot of them out there just for mental health breaks. It's using your tech to actually help you calm down instead of amping things up. There's one called Headspace. That's a pretty good one. There's another one called Calm. And these are apps that actually walk you through like breathing exercises. There's some meditation exercises. I believe both have free trials on them. So if you just need them today alone, you know, maybe download them, try them out, see if there's some different ways to maybe calm down, stay away from Twitter for a lot of reasons. But, you know, this would be a good way to maybe use your tech for good, for actual mental health clarity. So I recommend trying some of those out.
I have Calm. I love the breathing exercises, and they do those bedtime stories, which I know sounds wild, but there have been nights where if I just cannot turn my brain off, you just listen to somebody else telling you a story, and then you fall asleep. It's great.
Perfect.
I'll have to try that out. That sounds good.
Yeah. I wonder how many free trials are going to start today.
Right? Yeah.
All right, Greg, thanks for joining us. Great stuff as usual. We'll see you again next week.
Sounds great.
And don't miss a thing when it comes to the latest in tech. Just follow Greg on Twitter. He's @GregNibbler.